Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English grade 9 video lecture series. Students, today we are going to start our new unit according to the book, and this is an introductory lecture where I will introduce you with the upcoming SLOs so you come prepared for the lecture series that you're going to attend. So for unit 7, we are going to cover all these different students learning outcome. So for the very first lectures, dear students, as you can see, we have these two SLOs merged into one lecture. Number one is use context, and we are familiar with what a context is. For example, you understand the overall meaning of a sentence, paragraph, or a text, a word's position or function in a sentence. And by using and understanding these clues and hints, you understand the context and reach to the meaning of the word. And we are going to use all these and some other clues to find the meaning of a word or phrase. The second SLO that we will cover in the same lecture is about observing the hyphenation conventions. It means what are the rules that we need to follow for hyphens. Now, hyphen is not simply just a dash. We need to understand where we can use it for breakage, for line break, for combining two words like compound words, compound nouns, or adjectives. So we will see about that, and we will practice our hyphens with activities. Now, next lecture is to apply knowledge of parts of speech, tenses, sentence structure, and other features of grammar and vocabulary to understand how language functions. How does the language work in different contexts? It means in different scenarios and different situations. How do you make effective choices for meaning or style while reading, listening, and writing? So all these competencies are incorporated, and in this one, we will understand and touch upon some important grammar rules, and also specifically, we will be focusing on sentence making. How do we make a good sentence according to the English language rules and conventions? So clear? So next lecture is about prepositions, and what are you supposed to do is revise your parts of speech, specifically prepositions. Make a list of prepositions, come prepared for the lecture so that you can learn and take most out of this lecture. Identify and use the compound prepositions. It means when two or more than two prepositions are coming together to work, and also the preposition phrases. Now, phrases and prepositions. How do we write prepositional phrases? How do we identify them? We are going to see. And the next lecture is where we will discuss how authors use language and figurative language, considering the impact on the reader. So figurative language includes poetic devices, literary devices, and figures of speech. So we will see how they work, and we will also discuss our readings critically. So when we are reading something, we have different interpretations, different understandings. Only when we discuss it with each other, we get more ideas. So we will see that how you can criticize or how you can analyze other persons, your fellows or other writers' understanding, so that you can match it with yours or learn more about it. Next up, ask and answer simple and higher order questions to guide or assess reading. And these questions are starting mostly with why and how. So we know that some questions are easier to understand and to answer, but some questions are way harder. And we need to understand that how do we answer such higher order thinking questions. So that's why we will differentiate between these questions and will try to find out the answers as well. For lecture 6, read with accurate pronunciation. This is totally on reading something aloud, appropriate pitch and voice variations suitable for fiction and non-fictional text. So we are incorporating both the text types, the major categories, fiction and non-fiction. how do we actually, according to the correct pronunciation and standard, if I'm reading something aloud so that people are listening to me, how do I say or how do I convey the message with full passion and with all the conventions and understanding? Obviously, I have to work with my voice and reading. So we will practice some and do some drills that we are going to understand. Now, for the next lecture, simple, we have to examine the stages of plot development. We have already done this in one of the previous lectures, actually more than one. So you are aware of stages of plot in a fictional text. And all these are your stages of plot. Now, students, I want you to find a story, because a story has all these elements and it has a plot. All of you must select a story and read it, so that when we are discussing the lecture, this SLO, we can talk about the suggested or discussed story, and we will break it down into different stages of plot development. So you must read a story and I will ask about it. Next lecture is about oral communication, where drama and role play, or reading a play script and then performing it. So students who are sitting over here, I would ask you to come over here and then present your speech or dialogue, or just show us your understanding of speaking. So you must read something, bring a play script with you, read a story, adapt a character, and then we will do this fun activity of oral communication. And next up, we have to examine the mechanics of developing a book review report. This is related to writing, and we will see that how do we write a book review or a book review report, and write a book review report. These are the two SLOs. They are linked. Book reports tell us understanding of the reader. It tells us whether the book is for us or not, whether we should read it or not. So now the book can be fictional or non-fictional. It can be a story, a memoir, a biography, etc. We will read it and we will see that how we can review a book as a reviewer, how can we rate it, etc. So this will be all about that, and these are the 9 lectures that we will be covering in these upcoming lectures. I wish you all the best. Take care of yourselves, and Allah Hafiz.